This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so let's finish up this Diddy trial today, and then we'll get into some other news. So the judge broke for lunch, and then they're back. Jane, we know who Jane is, okay? And she's still getting cross-examined, and this is going to last for days, okay? So before they went on break, Jane said that Diddy used to call their freakoffs the trifecta. He was Jordan, and she was Kobe. And Paul, the male escort, was SHAQ. You got to be kidding. So now Diddy's lawyer starts laying into her. Jane, I'd like to revisit your message around Halloween 2021. Do you recall texting Mr. Combs saying that you wanted to see him? Yes, I do. And he replied that he'd had a rough day and he wanted to lead tonight? That's correct. You responded by suggesting the two of you freshen up and have a drink and see where that goes. Yes. Did Mr. Combs mention he didn't feel like being around people? He did. Grigos. And the two of you ended up what you refer to as a hotel night after those texts. Yes, we did. Now, the next day, you texted somebody named Sly asking for explicit videos. Is that correct? Yes. I was with him at the time. He asked me to reach out to Sly for those videos. Then a few days later, you and Sly texted again, and this time saying, I'll organize, and asked about a visit. Yes, we were still together. We were trying to plan, maybe see Sly. You mentioned that earlier that you were pursuing a modeling career. Can you tell the court a bit about that? I did some modeling, mostly like commercial work. Thank you. Now I want to turn your attention to a series of text messages. Jane, let's turn to the text messages between you and Mr. Combs from November 2021. Do you recall planning to see each other? Yes, I remember. In those texts, Mr. Combs asked you to be explicit, correct? That's correct. And in response, you sent him sexual graphic messages involving yourself, Mr. Combs, and someone you referred to as entertainer. Yes, because that's what he wanted. That's how he liked to communicate. You both exchanged a series of fantasy messages. Eventually, Mr. Combs asked what you wanted to do. How did you respond? I said I wanted to spend some time with my favorite person. After that, did he ask if you wanted to come with an entertainer? Yes. Did you agree to that? I did because, that's the only option I was given, and I wanted to see the one I loved. Jane, I'm now going to read aloud a message that you sent to Mr. Combs saying, I want to sit on your face. Do you recall sending that? I do. Can you explain the context of the message? It was part of a sexual exchange that kind of talked what we expected, to happen. And in these messages, you also used water drops emoji several times. What does that mean? It meant suggest sexual arousal or desire. It was a way we communicated. Jane, in several of these messages, you describe in detail what you would do to entertainers Mr. Combs hired in the so-called freakoffs. Do you recall those texts? I do. Were those your actual desires at the time? No, those were things I knew that have occurred and he would like. Then why send them? Because that's what he wanted. And giving him options, trying to please him. It wasn't about what I wanted. It was about keeping the interest. I'm going to tell you something, sidebar. This lawyer is doing a job of proving anything. We already know she's a freak. We know Cassie's a freak, right? But we also see a pattern of Diddy gaslighting these people and changing their mentality of everything, Basically beating them into wanting to please him. I felt like I had to speak that way. I needed to keep him happy. I was madly in love. I wanted to please him. So this message, it wasn't about your own desire. No, I was being agreeable. That's what he liked. So I adapted. Jane, you offered to buy black matrix underwear for Mr. Combs, correct? Yes, to please him. I knew it was something he liked. So you knew what kind of language, that kind of gesture turned him on. Yes, but it wasn't real intimacy. It was something expected from me. Did he often offer you one-on-one time? Rarely. Most of the time, the option he gave was him and Paul. And when you agreed to that? I said yes because, I wanted to see him. Meeting with an escort was my only option. I wanted to see my lover. In some of the later messages, you brought up the idea of attending sex parties, correct? Yes. Why did you initiate that? Sean had been telling me about them. He said we should go to one. This was your idea of this, or his? It was his. I was giving some options, saying what I thought he wanted to hear. Did you and Mr. Combs discuss hiring exports like Don and Cabral? Yes, he often brought them up. In fact, you reminded him he wanted to save Cabral for a grand finale. You called a showstopper, big boom, game over situation. Yes, I was trying to delay it, making excuses, something he was pushing me to do. Let's talk about this voice message from November 22nd, 2021. Combs told you the vision he had includes sly and entertainers who use frequently. That's what he said. You replied suggesting he wait until the album dropped. Why? Like I said, I didn't want to go through with it. I thought if I played along and pushed down the line, he'd drop it. But later you saw on social media that he was with another woman. Yes, he told me he wanted to see me, but she was posting with him. In your text, you expressed frustration. You said he pressured you into the hotel vibes with Don and Sly, but spent that time with someone else and bought someone a Chanel bag. Exactly. I have given things I didn't want with strangers and didn't get the same treatment in return. Jane, Mr. Combs gifted you a Van Cleef necklace and a Bottega Veneta bag. Didn't he? Yes, he did. How much do those bags cost? How much does my body cost? Miss Jane, please answer the question. Again, how much did the Bottega bag run? $1,500 to $5,000, depending on the bag. And do you know how much the Chanel bag costs? No. I'd like a break. Then they take a recess. They're back. Miss Jane, you earlier testified your current home is quite different than where you used to live. Can you remind the court how large your current residence is? 5,300 square feet, much larger than my old apartment, which was 1,400. And one of your businesses that was started with $20,000 investment from Combs, right? Yes, that's correct. And did he ever ask for a share in the profits? No, he didn't. You earlier said that you weren't able to do anything professionally during your relationship with Mr. Combs, and is that still the position? Yes, had I drove too headstrong into a relationship, I probably would have been more successful in that time frame. Here, hold on, let me reload some of this stuff. They're gonna break soon because she did say she's gonna end this at 3 p.m. Oh, it just stops. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay. So the relationships held you back in many ways. Oh, yeah, in many ways, yes. I drove headstrong into the relationship. Okay, then there's this. The court is adjourned for the day. That'll still be tomorrow. This is boring. I'm telling you. It will resume at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So it's going to start real late tomorrow. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know what they think they're going to get. Diddy, like, there's no way out of this. I guess these lawyers are just doing the best they can. You're not getting Diddy out of this. This is making him. This isn't just because you bought him. Like what? She was with it for money. Okay, you can prove that, but so what? What does it really prove? It proves nothing. You know? Proves nothing, man. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I still think Diddy's cooked. It's just, I don't think he's guilty of everything they said, but he's definitely guilty of some of the stuff, you know. And listen, Diddy's not a good person, man. So don't feel bad for Diddy. You guys don't know half the stuff Diddy's done, okay? And most of that stuff is like just kept in the industry, but a lot of the rumors you hear are very true about Diddy. This guy is like, There's a couple people that listen. Some of the most successful entertainers are really just like the moguls, the devils, bro. I'm telling you, like they do crazy stuff. They destroy people's hopes and dreams, man. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.